Hello, 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 and welcome to Starting the Day the Right Way, 5-minute devotion for Monday, February 8th. All right, happy Monday. Hope everyone survived their Monday okay. All right, we are going to hop right into it. So last night, we have a saying around here, a little guy, a couple of different sayings. One of them is that motive matters. The other one is don't delay the obey, right? And then I've also said to him, God will allow us to choose our sin, but not our consequences, right? So this is the first week here in South Carolina that the elementary school are actually going back to school 5 days a week. So he got used to his cushy little schedule that he created for himself of 2 days in school and then 3 days home, the hybrid that we had set up. And so throughout the whole weekend, he's getting excited for seeing his friends, but then he was getting upset that he was going to be away from mom and dad for, 8-9 hours out of the day. So, we got him all ready time-wise, and we got him off for his bath last night to start off, and we sent him upstairs. About 20 minutes later, my wife goes upstairs, and he's upstairs playing with his Legos, and the water wasn't even running. So there was definitely going to be a punishment. So my wife comes down, we discuss the punishment, and everything was fine. We had laughs at the dinner table and stuff, and we just basically said, listen, little guy, you know what? God's got big plans for you. And mommy and daddy's job is, to get all the little stuff out that God's not going to use right now. And then as you become a man, God will work on you in that area. But mom and dad have a job right now. And part of that job is making sure that you listen when we ask you to do things, to make sure your heart is right, things like that. So with that as the backdrop, that led me today to 2 Kings chapter 5, 20 through 27. And I'm going to be reading from the NLT. And this is very interesting. If you know anything from 2 Kings, there was a story in there about the healing of Naaman. Okay, now there was a king of Aram, okay, and he had great admiration for this guy, Naaman, who was the commander of his army. He won many victories, but he had a problem. He had long suffered from leprosy, okay? So through a series of events, he got led to the prophet Elisha and knocks on the door of Elisha, and Elijah doesn't even come to the door. His servant does. And Elijah had given the message to his servant to go and wash in this like swampy water, okay, which at the time was the Jordan River, but he was tremendously insulted because of the condition of the water. And Elisha had told him to go in 7 times. And he got mad, he got angry. And then finally Naaman's servant said, listen, if he had told you to do something great, then you would have done it. Just go wash yourself 7 times and you'll be good. And he was, right? And he got healed immediately, okay? So he had brought great treasures with him, and he was offering it to Elijah, and Elijah said, no, I'm a man of God. God told me to do this. And so he left. Now, Elijah had a servant, Gehazi, okay? And this is where we're going to pick it up. But Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of God, said to himself, so Gehazi was actually also a man of God. My master should not have let this Aramean get away without accepting any of its gifts. As surely as the Lord lives, I will chase after him and get something from him. So immediately his heart is in the wrong place. Verse 21, so Gehazi set off after Naaman. When Naaman saw Gehazi running after him, he climbed down from his chariot and went to meet him. Is everything all right? Naaman asked. Yes, Gehazi said, but my master has sent me to tell you that 2 young prophets from the hill country of Ephraim have just arrived. Outright lie, right? He would like 75 pounds of silver and 2 sets of clothing to give to them. By all means, take twice as much silver, Naaman insisted. He gave him 2 sets of clothing, tied up the money in 2 bags, and sent 2 of his servants to carry the gifts of Gehazi. But when they arrived at the citadel, Gehazi took the gifts from the servants and sent the men back. Then he went and hid the gifts inside his house. When he went to his master, Elijah asked him, "Where have you been, Gehazi?" Now, just in case you don't know, Elisha was passed on with great powers from the prophet himself, Elijah, right? He received a double portion. So this is a prophet that Gehazi is about to lie to, okay? Not a good game plan, okay? So Gehazi goes, "I haven't been anywhere," he replied. But Elijah asked him, "Don't you realize I was there in spirit when Naaman stepped down from his chariot to meet you? Is this the time to receive money and clothing, olive groves and vineyards, sheep and cattle, and male and female servants? Because you have done this, you and your descendants will suffer from Naaman's leprosy forever." When Gehazi left the room, he was covered with leprosy. His skin was white as snow. Okay, that's a lot going on there, right? And so as a parents, me and my wife are just trying to mold and shape our son. And even as adults, right? If we are claiming to be Christians, okay, even if we don't have a prophet around in our life, even if we don't have anybody who knows what's going on in our life or can call us out on stuff without a problem, right? We have God watching us every single moment of every single day. The Holy Spirit is constantly there, okay? Are you listening to the Holy Spirit? Are you going by his nudging, okay? Or are you trying to live on that fence, all right? Because I got news. If you're in the middle and you're living on the fence, you've already made a decision, and the decision is not for God, okay? Because God is not lukewarm, all right? All right, there is a lot in these verses. Dig into them and have a wonderful day. We'll be back tomorrow. God bless.